Well, this is an interesting video that I totally did not think of the concept in like 5 seconds. But hello. Today I thought it'd be a fun and cool idea to just rank every single fighting map that is in the game as of right now. So no maps like Fractured Space because that's removed fortunately or unfortunately depending on how you see the map. Personally, I didn't really like it. But today we're just gonna be ranking every map that is playable, and that's really it, honestly, because I thought it'd be unique to just kind of like give out my unfiltered, unscripted thoughts about every single map, because I have some choice words about some maps, and I just wanted to express them really. Basically, how this is gonna go is like, I'll just be ranking the maps based on like design and just the gameplay overall and how fun it is, because if I was ranking it with music in play, it would just be a complete skewered, like, hellhole, because, like, you know, music preferences and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're gonna rank every map based on just, like, design and gameplay, and I'll just try and, like, explain the best I can as to why I don't like a map and stuff like that. So, let's get this started. So, we got the D tier. And D tier is for maps that are just not fun. They're pretty bad. I would not vote them at all. Like, these maps just suck. These maps are awful, and I do not like them. And we're going to start this off with, I think, widely agreed upon to be one of the worst maps in the game. And that map is Baguio Skate Park. Good lord, this map is bad. I don't know how to explain it, though. Design-wise, I don't know what you're trying to expect. Like, the inside of a skate park is already bland itself because it's just the same color over and over again, but design-wise, I do not like it. It's just really repetitive, it really just boring, and just kind of just like, nothing really pops out. I do like the graffiti, like, on some of the ramps. I think that's pretty cool detail to, like, make it, like, somewhat interesting so I don't sleep, but other than that, the design is just really boring, really uninteresting, nothing really is like there. And gameplay wise, it's much worse because playing on this map just feels wrong. Like, fights just feel really awkward to like try and like join in on or just like actually start one, because the whole terrain of the map is weird as hell. So it's like sometimes a fight will just end in like 2 seconds because someone fell off, or a fucking fight will last like 30 seconds because there just really is nothing happening. It's just like a flat ground sometimes. And other times it's like a whole ramp, so it's like really awkward to just navigate. And like, I really don't know how to explain this in like a D tier like context, because it's really hard to explain why this map sucks. I really don't know how to explain it in a good way, because this map just really isn't good, and I really see why no one like votes this, because every time this appears in voting, it's like everyone avoids it so much. Like, they would just rather vote anything else, because this map sucks, and that's really the end of it. And you know what? Let's move on to the next map, which is the last D tier map. So we got 2 and 1 here, and I think this one's more of a hot take, but Sword Fight on the Heights. Oh boy, this map. Design-wise, I'm not a fan of it. Like, I know they just, you know, put, like, the Sword Fight in the Heights style and try to, like, you know, just make it more, I guess, fit. But it fits, but I just don't like the style overall in general. So, yeah, kind of, like, I guess a biased thing. But overall, I just don't really think it's interesting enough. It doesn't really, like, interest me at all, if anything. Like, it kind of just feels like Sword Fight in the Heights, but different, sort of. But gameplay wise, oh boy. This map used to be a conquer map, and it was bad because everyone would just rush the middle. No one would use like the hidden platforms and stuff like any of the map. They would just rush middle. Range would be like on the bridges, and like that's it. It's boring and just the same stuff. And then it got changed to Annihilate, and it's still bad because most people would just rush the middle and just fight in the middle. Like, This is an Annihilate map that feels like a Conquer map because everyone just rushes the middle. The Ranger just kind of like on the buildings or on the bridge, just trying to snipe people. And God forbid if you are trying to catch the range users in this damn map, because it's not fun. Because you have to go on the trampolines that like blast you high in the air, and you gotta like chase them and crap. And it's just really annoying, honestly. But honestly, this map's just really boring. Like, the fights are usually just on flat grounds or straightaways, and it's just not fun, honestly. I don't like it. It's really hard to explain like my thoughts on maps, but I just think this map sucks, and yeah, it's really it to it. If I had to say if Conquer is better than Annihilate on this map, honestly, both are equally terrible. This map just isn't it. Like, honestly, I would like a redesign of this map because this map just isn't good, and it's just not good. Like, I don't know. It's just a map that's consistently terrible, in my opinion, and I would never like voting it. Like, I do think it's better than Skate Park, however, because in the gameplay, there's like the conveyor belts, which I think are cool. Like, I think the whole conveyor belt thing they have going on here is pretty cool because, like, yeah, they're straight conveyor belts, but they add like much more depth to the gameplay in a way. Because say like you're trying to chase like a range user like running away from you as a melee, they would have to like jump backwards on like the conveyor belt, and you would have to try and chase them on the same conveyor belt. Like, I don't know, it kind of adds like a bit of like sort of depth to the gameplay. Like, I don't know, I just like the conveyor belts in general. I also think the trampolines are pretty cool because, like, you know, they just launch you up in the sky, and they kind of have like a, I guess like a trampoline decay, because when you get on the trampoline more and more, like in succession, your jump gets lower, lower, and lower, and it takes like a while before you can get the max height again. So I think that's also pretty cool. I think other maps utilize this better, but we'll get to that soon. But overall, I think this map is not good. It's just really not good. I don't like find fun in playing it at all. It's just bad. But now we're gonna move on to a much more cohesive tier that I can explain stuff, and that is the C tier. The best way to describe the C tier is that it's better than the D tier maps. That's really it. There's nothing much to it, but it's better than D tier maps. So here it is. And to start us off, I think the best way to start us off is Protect Telemon. This map is the complete foster child for a bad map, but it's not bad enough in D tier, because gameplay wise, I don't think this map is terrible. I mean, it's a flat plane with like a few boxes and buildings, but that's really it. Like, flat gameplay is just okay. Like, it's just there. Like, nothing's really good or happening, but it's not bad either. It's just a very simple design that has absolutely nothing happening. And sometimes that's for the better and for the worse in the map. I think here it's just whatever. Nothing is happening half the time. It's just you and your opponents. But design-wise, holy fucking shit. This map's design is god-awful. It's dark. The buildings are like copy-pasted gray boxes. There's just random boxes everywhere, which are cool for elevation, I guess. And then there's just a podium in the middle. That's it. That's the entire design. Riveting. It's probably the worst design in the entire game. Like, worst designed map. Because it's just, nothing is standing out. It's so dark and so just soulless. There's nothing. It's completely life-draining. It's like I'm watching the void with my two eyes. That's what this map is. It's just not good at all, like, design-wise. But it's only C tier because gameplay-wise, it's not atrocious. Like, I can at least enjoy this map to a degree. Again, it depends on the players, really, but, like, I don't know, just flat plane maps, just kind of just, they're just there, really. And you know what? Speaking of flat plane maps, let's move on to our next one. King of the Hill. This map is literally Telemon, but upwards. Like, yeah, I know there's differences, like, there's pillars, or like, you know, you gotta go up on ramps, and it's just like the points in the middle, and you get knocked off, and you have to go back up the ramps. But really, it's just Telemon. Like, honestly. It's too big. There's pillars on the sides that are, like, next to the middle, which are really stupid, because you can just have a range user go there and just start shooting from there, and it's just like, I can't fucking reach you unless I'm Katana or something. And I think that's kind of annoying. Overall, this map is just kind of there. Like, I don't really care for it. The only reason why I think it's better than Telemon's because the design is at least interesting. Like, I can at least, like, get life from this. Like, Telemon is like a void-sucking experience. This is kind of just like, wow, I woke up from a nightmare. Isn't that pretty cool? I know that makes absolutely no sense, but the point is it's much more lively and just, I can actually get something from it instead of just a void-sucking, just, like, appearance. And you know what? We're going to continue this now with the flat plane maps. We have Underground War. You want to know what this is? It's Telemon, but you go downwards. I'm sorry, it's just these maps are so similar to Telemon that it's really hard to distinguish them. But this map has pretty cool stuff in it. Like, I think the design-wise, it's truthful to the original. There's, like, some light in the underground sections, so at least I can see where I'm going. But this map feels so underutilized. Like, there's, like, these cool pathways, like, on the side or just in, like, random holes. And I feel like it'd be so cool if Annihilate was on this map. But no, it's Conquer, because there's, like, walls surrounding the middle, and it's just like, oh, you gotta just, like, use these walls to your advantage or something. But, like, I don't know, this map just feels like it was meant to be Annihilate, but it was just changed. Like, no one's gonna use these side door pathways because you don't want to use them. It's Conquer. You're supposed to go to the middle. You're not gonna do some flank against the enemy team because they will see you due to the map's huge, like, big as hell, like, area of openness, and they can just see you. Like, no one's gonna use those side pathways. It's just not worth it. Like, there's just so much potential to this map, and I just feel like it's not utilized enough, and the map itself just really isn't fun anyways, because, one, I think Conquer itself is just not that fun, and this map really just does not, like, feel good to play. It's just way too big. It's just kind of boring. Nothing is really happening. It's just everyone in the middle just being chaotic. That's really it. And you know what? Let's continue this theme going. Because we talked about how I think Underground War needs Annihilate. There's one map that I think needs Annihilate so much more. And that is Space Knights. Oh my goodness, this map got the trash can. Design-wise, it's kind of just bland. Like, I think the inside, like the middle with the sphere, is really, really cool. Like, there's like buildings everywhere, like these generators, and like the orb is there, and it's like so cool. It's like an energy sphere and stuff like that. It's like so awesome. And then out of it, it's just like a dull, barren spaceland. Like, wow, it's like, it's really just boring to look at. And it's a shame, because I think the terrain, like, the way the terrain is, like, structured outside, like, the orb is, like, really cool, because, like, there's, like, elevated ground outside, and it's just, like, oh, range users could get on here, and stuff like that. But it feels so underutilized, because it's a Conquer map, and there's nothing, like, at all, like, outside the orb, so you just kind of, like, rush the middle, and just, like, hit everyone. That's really it. It's nothing much. So it's kind of just, like, most of this map is so underutilized because it looks bland, and there's like these cool terrain looking stuff, and it's just, what's the point? Like, what is the point of just that stuff just being there? You could rather just remove it and nothing would be really taken from the map. It's still just kind of there as a Conquer map. Like, I feel like this map would benefit so much from being Annihilate, because like, it's a simple layout, yes, but the terrain is structured in a way that, like, there's lots of high ground and low ground stuff, and, like, it just works. I feel like it just works well, and the fact that it's Conquer just kind of hurts me, because, I don't know, I just don't really like how this map was reused as a Conquer map. Like, I feel like there'd be much better recipients of a Conquer map than this. Moving on, I will talk about a map that I think is extremes of design and or gameplay. Hotel Elephant. Now, gameplay-wise, this is one of the worst maps in the entire game. Like, first off, it's way too small. This is a weird complaint. Now, I think maps need to be a good length, and this is way too small. It's like, and here's the thing. It would be fine if the map was small if everything wasn't everywhere. Like, there's cars just in the parking ways. There's cars coming out of, like, garage doors. There's, like, this moving block thing just, like, in the sky. There's conveyor belts. There's all these things everywhere. There's bridges. There's things, like, you go under the bridges. There's these pathways of walls. And it's just, like, what the fuck is happening? Everything is everywhere. Where am I going? What am I supposed to do? It's like, God, there's so much shit to comprehend. And it's not fun. This map is a clusterfuck of just random shit when it comes to playing it. But that works to its advantage design-wise because this map is so fucking good. It looks so goddamn good. Like, it's colorful. It really fits the whole, like, fighting aesthetic. And, like, the whole clusterfuck, like, nature of it works in its design, and it's so weird because the gameplay sucks. The gameplay is total ass in this map, in my opinion. But it looks so colorful and nice. It's just like, oh my god, it looks really good to look at. And it sucks because I feel like this map would be so much better if it wasn't like this small. Or maybe if everything wasn't happening all at once and shit, and it's just like a complete mess of a map that's just like very restrictive on where you could go. Like, I don't know, this map has so much potential, and I just feel like it's ruined because it's ruined by like a attempt to make good design. Like, it's designed greatly, the gameplay just incredibly sucks, and it's a shame because like I think this map looks really awesome and well done. And really, that's all I can say about Hotel Elephant. It's a really great looking map, but it's also one of the worst gameplay maps of all time in this game. Like, straight up, honest. Now, let's move on to the B tier. The B tier is kind of just like, these maps are fine. Like, I don't really have much to say about these maps because they're not really good. They're not really great, but they're not really bad either. They're just kind of like, okay, this map is fine, whatever. And we have a lot of maps in this tier, so let's get to it. We're gonna start us off with Doomspire. Now, Doomspire kind of falls into the whole flat plane conquer map, except with a few key differences. For one, the whole start of the map. Like, you drop down from like a huge platform onto like the actual map, and I think that's a pretty cool thing because there's teleporters on the ground level that like teleport you back up to the towers. You can like jump off the towers onto like one of those high buildings and just, oh my god, and just snipe people from the buildings. I think that's pretty cool. Like, I think that just adds, like, simple stuff like that adds so much more depth to the gameplay. And also the plane. I fucking love stage hazards in maps. I think they're one of the best things a map could have because it adds so much stuff to it. And the plane is really funny because it just comes in, like, you'll see like an orange indicator and then text, and the plane just comes in, zooming in, and insta kills anyone, and it's really funny because it goes over the point and conquer, which is a great thing because it encourages people to actually get off the point and start fighting each other. And then when the plane like gets away, you could just go back onto the point and start fighting again. Like, stuff like that just makes this map so much more entertaining. Design-wise, it's kind of basic though. Like, it's like an airport and just like the Doomspire towers are there. Like, nothing much is happening design-wise. But gameplay-wise, is at least kind of interesting. And that's why I'm putting it in the B tier. Next up, however, we're going to be doing Bandlands. Bandlands kind of falls under this thing that a lot of B tier maps have, which is like, they're not bad, they're not really great, they're just good. Like, the layout is simple but good. I think the use of ramps here is pretty cool. And the fact that, like, it's just a lot of ramps everywhere. And I think, like, the gameplay is just really nice. Like, the rock in the middle kind of adds so much, like, depth to the gameplay in a way. Like, I don't know, that rock just feels so right there. and like it affects gameplay so much in a way. I don't know how to explain it. I also think like the whole bottom like part of the map, like that's like away from the rock, is also pretty cool. Like, you know, it's like flat ground. You kind of have like your own battles there. Like, it feels really cool. Like, this map just feels good to play. It's nice. I do think the side platforms are like kind of just there really, but you can have some interesting stuff happen there sometimes. This map's Annihilate, so like you don't have to like stay on a point the entire time, so that's kind of good. It's just a really good map, gameplay wise. Design wise, I also think it's pretty cool. The whole Banhammer statue in the middle is pretty cool. I just really like the overall vibe of it being like in hell and such. It's simple, but it's effective. Like, actually, yeah, this entire map is simple but effective. And that's why it's here in B tier. Next up, Rocket Arena. Oh boy. I used to hate this map a lot. But after just kind of like playing more games on it, I've kind of found this map to be kind of cool. Design-wise, nothing is happening. It's just Rocket Arena, basic as it is, just kind of there. Nothing's really happening. But gameplay-wise, I think it does enough that I could justify it being a good map. Because here's the thing. First off, I think the whole like Rocket Arena thing it has going on kind of works. Like, you know, like there's guardrails everywhere, there's whole like sections like separated by bridges, so it's kind of like, you know, you can have like combat in like straightaways, but you also have combat in like these square quadrants, and people can like come in as well. I don't know, something about it is just really cool. But I also like the parts where it like turns nighttime and like the conveyor belts start happening, and it's like, what the fuck, this is really weird, but I'm kind of liking this. Because it adds so much more depth to like the entire map. Like, the map in itself is just a simple square with bridges, but the conveyor belts kind of like allow you to like access the middle more. Like, they move you in one direction, so it's kind of like, you know, you could chase people. You could like jump like on opposite pathway conveyor belts to like try and like catch other people. Like, I don't know, the nighttime like conveyor belt gimmick is really neat. I wish more maps kind of did that type of like nighttime mechanic stuff. Because, like, I feel like it works incredibly well on Rocket Arena, and that's why I think it's B tier. It just, that conveyor belt thing adds so much more depth to this map gameplay-wise. And without it, I feel like it would just be like a regular C tier map, because other than that, nothing kind of really happens. Because design-wise, it's just meh. But I feel like the nighttime thing just makes it so much better. That's really all I gotta say about it. Next up, we got Iron Cafe, and I don't really got much to say about this map. It's a Conquer map, and I think the layout is fine. Like, yes, there's like a middle, and it's chaotic there, and people will usually be there. But here's the difference between this and like Telemon. This map is much smaller in size, which makes it so that when you spawn in, you have to like walk for like 3 seconds, and then now you're at the point. Like, it's so much more fast-paced because you can just get to the point quickly. So, like, you don't have to walk for like 10 seconds just trying to get to the middle and then try and get a chance to like surviving. No, you just go straight in, and now you're on the point. It's really fun because of that, because the pace just keeps on going. Like, you're always going to be on edge because people are just going to keep on coming because there's lots of time. There's like not enough time to like think. You just gotta like live, really. And I also kind of like the elevated ground like level of the entire map. Like, you know, it's kind of just there really, but range users can use it a lot to just kind of like hit people from below them, or a melee user can use it to like just catch a range user or just like ambush from above. Like, I don't know, stuff like that, like about this map just makes it so much more appealing than every other Conquer map. Design wise, it's basic really. I kind of like the whole iron signs. I kind of like the buildings. Other than that, nothing much is really standing out in this map. I do kind of wish the side platforms on the top were used more, but that's kind of just a small complaint from me. Other than that, I think this map is perfectly fine. I think it's one of the better Conquer maps for sure, because it's actually somewhat interesting. And next map might be a controversial pick, because I know a lot of people love this map mostly for the music. but rob the Roblox bank. This is interesting because I think it's good, but I also don't think it's that much good because let me explain, okay? So, first on the design-wise, I like this map. It's really nice. I kind of like, you know, the whole open safe thing, like that, and I also love the alarms. Oh my god, I love just like the flashing lights, like the alarms, especially when there's like a minute left and like the alarms go red and stuff, and it's like having like a complete seizure and like I don't know. Stuff like that with like the whole alarms is really good and just adds more characters to the map because it feels like I'm in a literal bank and I'm robbing it. Like, stuff like that is just really nice and I kind of like that. Gameplay wise, however, I think this map is again too big. There's like as soon as you start the map, there's literally like 4 entryways. Like, Jesus Christ. There's a whole obby in the bottom section, a whole like walkway at the top. Then there's like a vent where you could get out the vent or you could continue in the vent, and it's just like so much fucking options to approach, and it's good, but like most of the parts of the map you just never want to go into. Like, there's like a part in the map like where you're in the vents and there's like a whole like spinning fan in the middle, and just like, why would you want to be there? Like, unless you're running away from like someone and like that's the only way you could go, you're not going to be using that. It's just like there just to like be there. Like, it will just barely be utilized like at all, and it's just like kind of there. And I also think like the bottom section under the safe is also kind of just there. Like, no one's really using that because like everyone would just go over the top, because the top is actually interesting. There's people there, like there's usually like slings and hyper lasers there trying to like shoot from like below them, and like you want to go to the bottom because like there's no one there. Like, no one would want to go to the bottom. Everyone's at the top or sometimes in the middle, and it's just like the whole middle part of the map just kind of feels underutilized because of the bottom part. But the rest of the map is utilized really well because, you know, everyone's just fighting there. And I think combat in this map in general is actually pretty fine. Like, everyone's usually just like on like one side of the map of like one side of the safe, just fighting. So like, it's kind of just whatever, but you know, you just have like everyone just fighting at once. So I kind of like the map, really. Nothing much is wrong with it. I just think some parts are just kind of unnecessary, or just some parts are just underutilized. And this unfortunately carries over to our next map in B tier, Roblox Museum. God, this map has so much missed potential. Like, first off, this like gameplay wise, I think it suffers from being a little cluttered. Like, the middle part, for example, has so much shit in it that it's just like, oh my fucking god, why is there a huge ass skeleton? And there's just like this whole big guardrail is just covering like the bottom, which the bottom is completely cluttered, but the top is like fine. Like, I don't know, this map just feels really really like cluttered at times, especially like outside the middle where there's like all these like glass stands like showing stuff on display, and it's just like there's so much shit everywhere, and it's just like, god. And you know what? I feel like this map kind of just feels like it has so many unnecessary parts, because when you actually explore this map, there's lots of cool shit everywhere. Like, there's like a whole space room that's big as hell. There's rooms with like all these like structures and stuff, and it's like, wow, these are so cool, but you'll never be in them because there really is no point to being in there. Like, the map is Annihilate, and you would just like, you know, just go around killing people. Which, actually, now that I think about it, this map would benefit from like a domination game mode. Like a game mode where like a point will like spawn on the map and it'll just like move around and stuff. Like, that would be hard to balance, but like this map would benefit greatly from something like that. Like, it just feels too big to like not utilize that. Like, it would be so fun to like just have a game mode like that just for this map, because this map design wise is really fucking awesome. I think all the stuff that's like on display is really well done. It's just gameplay wise, it's kind of just like gameplay wise, it's just a really like okay map. That's really it. It's an okay map. So now that's B tier done, And now we're gonna move on to A tier. A tier is like, these are good maps. These are maps I would like good. Like, these are maps I would like to vote. I'm turning on my lamp because it's dark as fuck in my room. So, A tier, we're gonna start this off with a fan favorite, I think. I think this is a fan favorite, hopefully. Roblox Dodgeball. Or just Dodgeball in all caps. I just like calling it Roblox Dodgeball because, yeah. This map is really simple. It's small. There's these two side doors that are pretty good. And that's really it. Like, there's cool structures with blocks in the bleachers. Like, design-wise, it feels like a very elaborate dodgeball stadium. Because, like, bleachers are everywhere, which you would see in, like, a gym. There's all these, like, blocks everywhere. It kind of feels like some airsoft arena, except it's deadly. Like, I don't know. Just the design of the map is really fun. And gameplay-wise, it's equally as fun. Like, there's nothing too intrusive, but, like, the blocks and the bleachers add such little depth to the gameplay that it actually kind of feels fun in a way. Oh my god, I accidentally just, like, opened up, like, 5 tabs at once. But, yeah, I think this map is honestly just really good. Like, it's just an overall good map. Like, good design, good gameplay. Like, it's kind of basic in it, but that's what just adds to the charm of it. Like, it's just a simple map that's really fun to play on, and I got nothing else to say. You just gotta really play the map for yourself to, like, really understand it. I also kind of like how the map can sometimes have, like, new layouts with the blocks and the bleachers. So, that's also a plus for me because it adds, like, some sort of uniqueness to it, because this is, like, the only map that does that type of thing. So, that's also great. Next up in the A tier, I think this is a unpopular pick. I'm just gonna, like, I'm not even gonna say that anymore because I feel like these are actually popular picks. But in A tier, I got Domino Valley. Now, this map, ooh, this map is where it's at. I love this map. First off, design-wise, gorgeous. It's colorful. It's really awesome. It's so much light. It has lots of life to it, so much color, it's so beautiful, and I love it. It feels really nice. It feels like a map I want to play on, unlike Telemon. And I just love it. It's really colorful, the colors don't clash at all, they all fit with each other really well. The red trees and, like, the gray castles and, like, the green grass. The grass is green. But, yeah, I like it. Gameplay-wise, it's kind of basic, like, you know, there's, like, hills where rangers could come on, there's a flat ground area, there's pillars you could climb up, there's a whole castle inside that's pretty cool. I do really like how there's, like, when there's a minute left, the castle walls kind of, like, collapse and make, like, a whole bridge. And I feel like that gets underutilized a lot, and that kind of sucks, because I like that. I like when, like, there's a minute left and then something changes about the map. I think that's really cool. But, like, it's really underutilized here because no one really uses it. They just stay in, like, the same places. They just, like, range users stay on, like, mostly the high ground. And melee users kind of stay on the bottom ground just, like, fighting each other. Like, I don't know. It's a very simple map, but the design makes it so, like, much better than, like, it really should be. Like, it just looks so great. And the gameplay, like, is just fun. It's just simple fun, really. There's enough terrain that's unique, and I just think it's an overall really great map. That's all I gotta say about it. And in A tier again, Roblox Mall. Let me take some water. Holy crap. So hydrated. Anyways, Roblox Mall is a very good map as well. Firstly, design-wise, it really doesn't really feel like a mall, per se. Like, it's like a laser tag arena mixed with a mall. Like, the mall section is kind of just like, oh, there's like these shops, these small shops and stuff. And then there's like this big-ass laser tag arena. It's like, what the fuck kind of mall is this? This is crazy. Like, I don't know, the whole craziness of it kind of just fits fighting in a way, because the game itself is just crazy. But the map is kind of colorful in its own way. Like, the laser tag arena has a nice, you know, green-black contrast in comparison to, like, the mall, like, part of the map. So, that's cool. I think gameplay-wise, it's also really fun, because when you're in the laser tag arena, there's like lots of like elevation and platforms and just like things you could go under. It's really cool. Like, it's like small, but like it's big enough they can have like lots of fights in it. Like, I don't know, it's really fun to just fight in like the whole laser tag part of like the map. But most of the fights will be taking place like outside of the laser tag arena, like in the mall part itself, like in spawns. And those are really fun as well. Like, I just have lots of fun playing this map, honestly. It's a really basic but yet fun as hell map. Like, I got nothing else to say about it. It's just very fun. It's very simple, very fun. I'm just repeating myself, but you kind of get the whole gist of the map. And now we're up to the S tier. This includes 2 maps that I absolutely love. These are my go-tos on voting, in my opinion. And you know what? We're going to start off with my second favorite map in the game, Train Demolition. Oh god, getting footage just for this map was a pain because it never appeared in voting and I was sad. But this map is fun. This map is great. Design-wise, it feels like a mix of like this whole like subway, but not really. It's like a railroad mixed with like a subway mixed with like a mall, and it's like, holy shit, this is like kind of cool looking. I really like the colors. Like, it looks lively. It looks really awesome. Like, I don't know, it just looks so lively and inviting. And like, I also kind of like how like range users could kind of like go on like the higher grounds and go behind like some parts of like the buildings. Like, they could go like behind boards and stuff, and it's really fun. This map is just really awesome looking. And gameplay wise, I think it's really fun. For one, I think the train hazards are great, because like, you know, you can see them coming with like the whole like highline color thing. And I think they just add like lots of depth to the map, because like the plane from Doomspire, it kind of just like, you have to like pay attention to that, because like these trains will just insta-kill you instantly half the time, or you can kind of just like go in them if they stop, and you can just kind of like, you know, traverse through like the trains. Like, I don't know, having stage hazards like the trains and the plane are just really great and add like much more elements to the gameplay. Other than that, I think the flat plane grounds are fine. I think the pillars are also pretty cool additions. Like, you can actually get on the pillars and do some crazy stuff with that. And I also like the elevated grounds, where just this like stairs and now there's like elevation to like the ground. I think that part of the map is pretty cool. It helps range users kind of like land shots more on people from like the high ground. Like, I don't know, this map just has so many things that are just great, even though it's so simple. Like, it's kind of like if you take like a map from A tier and just spice up the design much more, that it just feels much better to like looking at it. Like, I don't know, I just love this map a lot, and it's definitely one of my favorite maps. But my favorite map of the game so far is Nuke the Whales. Oh boy, this map. This map used to be one of my least favorites, but I soon grow to like it. So first off, design-wise, lots of colors. There's lots of cool like blues and browns everywhere. It really fits, and I just really like how it looks. Like, it's small in size, so it's really compact. Getting to the point in Conquer is pretty easy, because like there's trampolines that kind of just lead to it. They're like air ducts, but they're really just like trampolines sort of, but you don't have to like jump on them. Like, they're just so good. Like, it just feels so nice just playing this map. But gameplay wise, oh my god, this map is kind of like chaotic, but in the best way possible, because the platform in the middle kind of slowly elevates, and you can get like knocked off it, and you have to come back up to like the air ducts, and it just makes the map chaotic, but in a good way. Like, the map doesn't feel like a clusterfuck like Hotel Elephant. The map doesn't feel bland or boring, kind of like the map doesn't feel kind of like whatever, like layout wise, like in Iron Cafe, because like there's lots of elevation points you can get to. Like there's a lot of elevation points that rangers could use, so kind of adds more variety for them to use to like shoot from, or maybe they could just get on the point themselves and just kind of like hope they don't get like knocked off the platform and such. Like, it's the right amount of stuff everywhere while also being chaotic at the same time, and I love that about the game, because like I love it when the game is chaotic, but I also love it when the map is like, you know, structured in a way that is like really fun and unique in a way, while also kind of just like keeping like that chaotic energy to it. Because this map is chaotic, but like it's still really fun to play. Because like, I don't know, it's just really fun. It's such a great map, and I just love playing on it because you get knocked off the platform and then you take like the air duct back, and it's just like, okay, we're back in the action. Like the entire map does not miss a single beat when it comes to the action. Like you go straight back into action the entire game through, and I just love this map. I just love the whole elevating platform in the middle. I think that makes this map so much better than every other Conquer map in the game. And honestly, I just wish we got more maps that use like unique concepts, like in this map with like the whole like elevating platform thing. Like I just love this map. I just think it's like, I just think it's great, really. Nothing much I can really say other than that. This map is just really great, and it's probably the best map in the game in my opinion. So yeah. And here's my final list of the entire maps. I guess we can use this time to like change like the placements of the maps I want to. Like maybe I'll move Telemon to D tier, and I guess we could keep King of the Hill up here because Telemon's just way too barren, honestly, in my opinion. Do I want to make any other changes? I guess we could put Rocket Arena under Bandlands, and like, I guess we could keep Iron Cafe over Bank, I suppose, but Museum staying top of B tier in my opinion. A tier, I think it's fine, and S tier, I think that's fine as well. I think Train Demolition is slightly worse than Nuke the Whales. So this is the finalized list of my maps in my opinion. I think I explained every map pretty badly, in all honesty. After all, this has no script. I might redo this video maybe with an actual script someday, sometime, because I am really bad at conveying points on the spot. So I hope you kind of enjoy this little video I wanted to make for fun. So yeah, thank you for watching, I guess, and have a good day, I suppose.